Today's the 27th of October. Get the date on your notes. Get the title on your notes. Get the first sentence on your notes. Do not write this down. I could not get this off this screen, and I want this on here eventually, but don't write it down yet. Just write the top. I don't know why it looks like that. It'll catch up in a minute. You can start writing your title right now. I promise it'll catch up. It's caught up on my paper, on my screen. It's just being laggy in here. Come on. Come on. Today we are going to begin looking at equations that have more than one letter in them. We're still going to be solving. We're still going to be isolating the variable. We're still going to be doing all the things we've been doing in chapter 3. It's just we're going to have a more abstract scenario here. Instead of getting x is 5 or x is negative 12 or x is 14. We're no longer going to have that type of answer because we are going to have multiple variables. So today we begin talking about what are called literal equations. And a literal equation has two or more variables like this one at the bottom of the screen. Again, don't write it down yet, but just as an example. Today we are going to keep it two letters, x and y. Tomorrow, when you get here, we're going to have A, B, C, D, E in the equation. Lots of letters. So today's like warm-up. Let's get it down to 2 letters, and then we'll move on to 3 letters and 4 letters and 5 letters. If you truly put your iPad away, Jack, so it's not distracting you. If you truly understand solving equations, isolate the variable, then this is cake. If you're sort of okay with equations, and you're a person who freaks out when things look hard, you're going to be in trouble. Okay? Because I can make this look really hard, but if you just take a deep breath and say, okay, I got to isolate whatever they tell me to isolate, and I got to do exactly what we've been doing for 4 weeks now, you're going to be fine. So try not to panic. Okay? When we have a literal equation, we can solve those by isolating the variable. Sorry, my pen's still lagging a bit. So go ahead and write that down. Emmerich, I'm not sure what you're doing, but right now you should be writing down these notes. You had already started the notes, though, so catch up. I don't want you to be behind. To rewrite literal equations and solve them, we are going to... Sorry, come on. Sorry, I'm trying to get my pen to write, but it's not going to write at the moment. So let me get a stylus over here. Maybe I can write on in. You are going to solve for whatever is missing. Oh, come on, don't fade on me. I'm not sure why this is having such an issue. It's not liking my...
I don't like the new update.
I hate the update. Everything I was doing before the update now doesn't work. Because normally I could record while I was teaching. Now it's being very finicky, not letting my Apple Pencil read. I don't know. I'm being angry at the moment.
You could get a stylus off of
I have a stylus too. It's like everything's laggy, and so it's lagging picking it up. To solve it means we are going to isolate a variable. And so this is what your directions are going to look like. Solve for y in terms of x. And that's what the directions are going to say. And that sounds like weird directions. Up until now, it's just said solve, 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 which meant isolate the letter. But now I've got two letters, so the directions have to say, hey, we're going to solve it for this one in terms of this one. Okay? Because it's no longer just one number anymore. You can't tell me x is 5. X is 5 if this is 12. X is 0 if this is 7. X is 10 if this is 17. They depend on each other. And so you have to solve for one in terms of the other. Let's look at an example together. Make sure you number your examples by a number because we're probably going to skip some. I have 9 examples ready. It has not taken my classes 9 examples to get this down. Okay? If I am going to solve for y in terms of x, in example 1, I would say, what do I need to undo to y minus x to get y by itself? Would everybody agree I need to add x to both sides? It was y minus x, so I'm going to add x. Does that make sense? And that means this is gone. That was the goal. I get y equals x plus 7. That's your answer. Now, people are like, what? I don't get a number? You can't get a number. More importantly, when you write your answer, you are going to write your constant term last. Did everybody hear that? Constant term is last. So, Braden said, can I write 7 plus x? 7 plus x is what it is, but we're always going to put the constant term, the one without the variable, last. Let's try number 2. Yes? No. We got to hurry. Number 2, tell me what I need to do with y. How do I get y by itself? Layla? Subtract x. So sometimes you're going to add x. Sometimes you're going to subtract x. You're always going to do inverse operations. That's going to leave me with y equals not x minus 1. We cannot leave it negative y. No. And I don't want to subtract y because I want y by itself. So let's move the x's. I'm going to be left with negative x minus 1. Not x minus 1 because when I move it to the other side, that x is no longer positive, right? I got to move it over there and leave it negative. Now notice on the whiteboard, somebody said, Ms. Kearns, I wrote negative 1 minus x. Is that okay? Is that equal? But why is it not okay? Because the constant term needs to be last. Constant term has to be last.
Is there like a y behind it, or is that just like always?
There's a y behind it in Unit 4. Like in Unit 3, I really should count this right as well as that. But in Unit 4, if it's written like this, it's wrong. And you'll find out in Unit 4 why. So when I start teaching it, I just always tell my students, write the constant term last. Number 3. Write it down. What would I have to do to get the y by itself? Well, now I've got a negative x and a coefficient. So we're still going to do undo 2-step equation. I'm going to add x. Is that making sense with everybody? And that leaves me with 2y equals x plus 10. Is that the final answer? Do I want 2y? No, so what do I got to do now? Divide by 2. Now here's where it got to get interesting. This 2 goes into every term. So your final answer would be x over 2 plus 5. Now, some kids will write 1/2 x, and that is fine. I need you to understand the x has to be in the middle of the fraction bar or in the numerator. If you are a sloppy handwriter or you write ugly fraction bars and your x is below the fraction bar, it's a whole different number. Say x is 6. What's half of 6?
3.
What's half of 6?
3.
But if you accidentally put the x on the bottom, you get 1 over 2 times 6, which would be 1 over 12. Is 1 over 12 the same thing as 3?
No.
Gotta make sure it's in the middle. You try number 4 right now by yourself. Try number 4. Make sure you're numbering your problems. I've gotten like 17 emails today. It's so weird. Lots of emails. I hope you started with minus 3x. Yay or nay? Now I'm going to write it a little, I'm moving it over a little bit. Negative 2y, don't drop that negative. Equals negative 3x plus 6. Can I leave that negative over there? I don't want negative y. I need to get rid of that negative 2y. So I'm going to divide by negative 2. Which now I have nice, neat, positive y. Do we all agree? What is negative 3 over negative 2 going to give me? I'm not making it mixed numbers. I'm not making it decimals. Main thing I got to deal with is a negative over a negative is a positive 3/2 x. That 3 can be in the numerator, or it can be here, but it can't be below the fraction bar. Positive 6 over negative 2 is minus 3. Yay? We following the pattern. We are going to skip 5 and 6. We are going to jump straight to 7. Everybody try 7.
So we just break.
Just go number 7.
Okay.
Don't renumber it. So that way when we do binder check, I'll know to go to 7. Doesn't matter that things are in a different order. I still do the same thing. I'm adding x to both sides. 5y equals x plus 10. Tell me if you're not following that step. Anybody confused by that step? Then you're going to divide both sides by 5. X over 5 plus 2. Try 8. Well, let's do 8 together. Everybody write out number 8, and then I'm going to show you how I would write number 8 in my work, just to keep it neat. Does everybody see how number 8's like switched up? You got 12 over there, and it's like, wait. I would still start with minus 6x. Does everybody agree? Now, when I go to write my next layer of work, I'm going to swing this 3y over here. I want to flip it around because I always like my y to be first. So I'm going to write 3y equals negative 6x plus 12. And so I did the move the x over, but then I said, hey, I want to write this however it's comfortable. And you can change the order of terms. You can flip things around. That's all legal. What would I do now to get y by itself? Divide both sides by 3. Y equals negative 2x plus 4. Yes.
Can you go back to 4 so I can...
Not yet. No, we're almost out of time, and I got to show everybody number 9. Make sure you get number 9 on your paper. I've seen some of you taking off examples like, I don't need to write it down. I got it. I saw 2. I'm good. What is wrong with number 9?
There's a fraction.
There's a fraction. If you don't use the clear the fraction tool, this will get very ugly at the end. Because you would subtract 3/4 x, and then you would have to divide by -3. So you would have -3/4 over -3. And that's when everybody's like, I don't know what to do. So to eliminate that, we say, hey, let's get rid of the fraction before we start. What would I need to multiply this by to clear the fraction, Emmerich?
Times 4.
Times 4. Then you make something that looks way more comfortable to your eyes. 3x minus 12y is 48. You finish that from there while I hand these out, and then we'll go over what those look like. I hope you subtracted 3x. Negative 12y equals negative 3x plus 48. And divided negative 12. For a final answer of y equals 1/4 x, or you could write x over 4 minus 4. Tonight's assignment I just gave you is assignment 29. It has 9 practice problems, exactly like the models, and there is an answer bank to help you at the top. Okay? Isolate the y, follow those through. It goes exactly with your notes. I think you'll be okay if you take some time there. That is assignment 29. Mason, I can go back and show you